Prior to that, no.
We are live.
Okay.
Chimafidi non kotu era one radio. Samupe jumpe bietia. Chimafidi non kotu era one radio. Oh, ayum pamchima. Chintu asam pamchima. Chintu agratum chima. Era one, yebo yumpankuma.
Good evening, Era One radio listeners and viewers all over the world. It's another edition of the Health is Worth Protected show. This is where we talk about your health, which in actual fact means how worthy you are. Because as we always say on this studio, if you are healthy, then you are worthy. Tonight, we're looking at another side of what we discussed, I think, a few weeks ago. We are looking at post-election expectations and if there is any therapy. How does election results affect our mental, psyche or whatever it is? Dr. Pokwajima is in the studio with me, and we are going to have a little bit of discussion. It's not going to be a full 1 hour, but wherever we get to, we will get to. So let me formally welcome into the studio, and then we'll take it from there. Doc, you are welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Boyson.
All right, so I think a week before the elections in Ghana, I think the election in Ghana was held on December 7th. A week before that was, I think, November 20-something. We met in the studio here, and we did a little bit of pre-discussion towards the election. Before that, the elections in the U.S. had already been, conducted, and we knew who had won. So tonight, we're going to look at what people are expecting for the Ghana elections. What are the ramifications, and how do we go from there if there is any healing? And here for Imbre, near Dr. Pokwajima be discuss ni ye. About to a quarter and Ghana for 2 and US for 2 da. Ghana for quarter and saying December 7, no. Yera, President Dada, John Dramani Mahama winning, winning about, I think, 56%. Into when there was no any means of going for a rerun or runoff, and even before that, before Omba announced the winning, and German said results shows that we're winning at NT. There wasn't any need to even finish the whole thing because whatever votes came after that, just we're winning. And tell him, Ray, yeah, be pins and when you actually say about to Namokotu yen on Bako winning and someone winning, then and soon so as soon as woman. Your fans be a pomodin because. Sa election we no results no ebetua mo bi kra adwuma bom obetumi ayare me yeso se bi mo kra wu nti yen era one ye pese ye hwe ne se wo nipa na wo koto aba na wan to aba na asa wo nipa wi na wan wi ne then ayi apomodin sunsanso na wo ma nti eno na ye behwe enyimre say wa join or in case you join us the number to call in is 24028026333 or you can text us on 5109310946. And then 21st, I think in 4 days' time will be Christmas. Doc, Christmas greetings be our best shot. I'm now before
yeah, whatever you are, country be our so ne be our no. Yamamuna Fishapana. I did ever discuss yes, some ammonia solomon team. Is it a bear? You better baby one, Uncle Fa, Yene Samre. Into no yasramo doko keke kan something na wi a ye be hwe ne ma bi ye fa abato na mkoto ye no ye be busa mo ho de mkoto ye ne de kosi ye na abato na chiri no de na sisi ni ahwe kwa ye be fa so a ye masa ansem sisi na sibio na ya tie mo se to aba wi obi akoni fi na asumdwa ba se de di ka james na ka mkoto aba na moto ya na ko bi akoni fi no they do see a bobo na obi ati wa ube win no no amoni age wa win so no ubetimi aka mo no amoni age because man to aba na manipa moto ma amani na the doctor as through on it run ma fe abobo ni na makoma.
Yo, Doc, thank you very much for your preamble. All right, so we're going to continue, and I just want to do a little recap. The last time we met, I think we went over topics like what is a healthy election, and we asked, is it necessary to vote? Do the masses actually understand the voting process, and how do the electorate prepare for eventualities of loss or win? And we did also say that politics, as said by some people, is a dirty game. So tonight we are going to go through a few questions that we want to answer in terms of the election. After the election, how do we look at the consequences? And what I'll say is that human beings, we are a tripartite being. That is, we have a soul, a spirit, and we live in the body. So what affects maybe the soul could also affect the body in some way. If your emotions are not really in sync, or they are not really working properly, it could also affect your physical health. You can think so much, and even whilst you are thinking, you forget where you are, and you could be knocked down by a vehicle. Or your body might be in so much pain that it will affect your emotions. So these three entities work together. All right, so what are the consequences of any election? We're going to look at the tips we need to manage our mental health. And I'll run through a few of these questions, and I'll let Dr. Opoku-Agyeman come and ask me a few questions. So these are some of the statements I want to make out front, that in every election, some people lose and some win. Life must continue regardless of who wins. Death and distractions are sometimes imminent. Your havoc or distraction might not change the outcome of the elections. You could be arrested and not be rescued by the winning or losing party. All citizens will be governed by the winning president. Be resolved to live regardless of who presides over the country. You could limit how much of news you watch, that's what we call the doom scrolling, or you have to be nice to family members who voted contrary to yours. That is, if you're MPP and your other family members voted NDC and they won, you can't go and stand on them and say, okay, because you voted for NDC and you won, you are not part of my family anymore, or I'm not going to take off you anymore. And one thing we also have to know is that we have to know that we are not alone. All right, let me go to Doc quickly. Doc, we know
Yes,
the elections came out with some results. Do we have any record of any death or casualties involved in this election?
yeah. I think it was reported that about 2 to 3 people lost their lives, and I don't know the exact place, but I think it's in Accra area. It appears, I think there was some argument, and that resulted in a fight that some innocent people lost their lives in it. So possibly it wasn't with the election counting or anything at that side that brought about the killing, but it was sometimes an accidental, as I heard it, that brought about the death of 2 or 3 people. Other than that, there wasn't any death, but they have had enough fights, an exchange of words and some kind of burnings and other things all over the place. But I think we're going to pick them one after the other and talk about it. So that is all that I can say about the fight.
All right. So you mentioned a few people, 3 or 4 people who lost their lives, and one may ask, was it worth it? Because
But,
if you lost your life because of this election, for all you know, your family is not even going to be taken care of because you lost your life. You might be very patriotic, you might be party affiliated or whatever it is, but was it worth it? Because I remember we said on this show a week or whatever before the election that after you voted, just go home and listen to the results, unless you are working for a polling station or something like that. Otherwise, vote and go home and listen as the electoral commissioner releases the results. So for those who are so patriotic, or I wouldn't say patriotism, but sometimes it could be a little bit of, lack of wisdom. You finish voting, and just because you love your party so much, you're going to fight to the point of losing. Now you're gone, and your family might not even be considered. So one asks, was it worth it?
yeah, as you are saying, that it's not worth it to do that, because you are fighting for the party in order to enjoy the benefit of the party. So if you fight for a party and you die in the course of the fighting, you lose all the benefit, including yourself. But don't forget that if you are married and you have children, you've lost this. You are lost to the family, and you are lost to your children, and that one is going to add more burden to your wife and the children, and then the community at large. So going to fight for a party does not necessarily mean that you have to go and fight for a party and lose your life. If you fight for a party and you lose your life, what did you fight for? You have gained nothing. So I believe that moving forward, we should try to educate our people so that they will know that when you go to a polling station and you cast your vote, go back home, rest, relax yourself, and then wait for the counting to be counted. If you win, better, just jubilate. You can jubilate as much as you want. That will help you so that you regain your strength because you're a party member. And it will help to do whatever benefit that you're looking for your party. If you win, they will give it to you. On the other hand, if you lose, it doesn't mean that you are dead. Because any educational without failure will not let you know that you have to work harder in order to pass. So if you lose, you have to go back, reinstitute your strategies, and then start fighting again. So this is a sacred thing. So I don't know why people should possibly go there and then start struggling, fighting, and ending their lives in the course of voting. After all, the one that you are going to vote for, you are not going to be the secretary, or you are not going to be the treasurer, or you are not going to be anything for him. You are just voting for him to get a job to do. Why should you go there and vote for somebody to get a job and you die and leave your family behind? It's not healthy and it's not wealthy. So I think moving forward, we have to be very careful in the steps and the processes of our elections.
All right, thank you very much, Doc. Well, and Doc, I can say, na say, party be lusu na na party be win na I don't think it's worth it. From what we hear, the party that won, it's alleged that some people started looting some places. I hear there was some, I don't want to mention the party name, but there was this group of people whose party had won. They went to, I think, a merchant, somebody who sells electronic gadgets. They looted the place, stole the things, and left. One may ask, why do you do this? If your party is won, does it give you the audacity, the power to go and exercise that power on somebody else just because your party is in power? Because I thought it was a reverse which was supposed to happen. Okay, my party is lost, so I am angry. I want to destroy stuff. I want to kill. So that's when you loot. But if your party is won, what mandate do you have to do that?
Yeah, of course. This is something that is baffling all our minds because you have won the election and then you went and stole the things that are either in somebody's shop or in the government premises. You have forgotten that the thing that you stole, the government is going to use money to buy them again. And that money that was going to be used to buy that thing again could be used for another thing. So on the other hand, what are you telling the government that you support? So that is very interesting thing. Those, I think, who did that might be some criminals among them. And if they are arrested, they should be disciplined.
Okay.
Because election does not mean to go and steal. And becoming a winner does not mean that you take the privilege or the law into your hands and do whatever you want. If you were a member, a loser, or a winner, and you go to steal is a crime. So those people with that particular habit should be brought into the court of justice, and whatever merited them, they should be given to them.
All right, thank you, Doc. Well, I think at this juncture, I know you have a lot of information on your mind that you want to share with our listeners. So my camera is, for some reason, it's not really working well. I don't know why. I can't explain that, and I don't want to mess up with it before the whole thing goes haywire. So it's going to be Doc mostly on the screen. So Doc, now let me leave the reins to you. That whatever topic you want our listeners to know tonight, want to give you the opportunity now to share with us. And then I'll come in with questions as you move on.
Yeah, I think we are talking to Ghanaians, so why don't I use our local language to...
Go ahead, it's all yours.
...to portray my points out so that it will be clear to them.
Okay.
We have already mentioned some of them, and I have to add a few things to it. We spoke about the looting and stealing. You can't upon seminar if you name a fire. Now, buy money in my fire. You can't. Yes, I perceive who said your health is your wealth. It is all born by. You need to do what promoting and a year with whom you're dear. It is all born by. You perceive a little to a buying a juma and a buying near me go. You're the boy in a ma in your promoting. You're two about. So tears say the obey winning. Yena, you want my moon, or when you see a support to say a war positional, see a new positional. You'll be about when you be as I say, support to because on over fat or mine now a dear nim, I want him fear a dear nimulina. Didn't you know? I see a deep boo. Now, when you pet, I see a deep boo. I see the boo, but I couldn't know. And a pump from I see the boo mouth. Nanso ade baako a ɛsɛ yehu ni sɛ ɛtɔm bi a yɛkrom obi wani a na enipa na fa asɛm no asɛ wɔn ankasa wɔn deɛ dabi obi wani a yɛ ɔman nyinaa na wani sɛ ɔman nyinaa na kɔto aba no the only thing yɛ wɔn a yɛ difference sɛ bi a na wadwene ne wɔn adwene yɛ pɛ ti wadwene na wɔn adwene yɛ pɛ no nkyerɛ sɛ wodeɛ no nɔɔso nti yɛn fa adeɛ ɛne nti no deɛ yɛpɛ sɛ ɛka mo biara wɔ Ghana ɔte aseɛ no sɛ say control by we na the open win only we are ye wo na senior benefit na na say a drain cross say ye dey ho better ye nuan no aboa ma aman no akoyi in this respect the person can say omu so ma ba mo ye bibi na nya nka so onima ba munti onima ba munti me nka hwe e say onso mo wani da ho no na ade bi a chia wo bottom a otie no Uma umrashweso for and I say local municipalities no any enkofo a omo ehwe mo so mo ma sote obi na wo wi abanya de a emanhwe no ha ma ne mfenko ebi se wa anko report ama ya anko gi ade na nto ho no de kwa ebe abe ya asudi a usika bi a obekwa obi a wokoye dwuma bi asi ditu aka na edi bi akwakoto saade ya na usika asi ede ma wo na so ate enti eso tin so a wo aduane a obedi ne fie so beti ena wapomoden so beti because o yare onye bi fa nkoto duro na ade ano enu nti nso obi fa ade bi a eye aban ade a ye mu nyina amode a ugina baabi a wo ho kwan se utimi ka ho asam enu me pese me ka efa wo mo a yeto abawie ya omukoko wie a nkofo anase enema bi a na yese egu municipalities ne mpanifo no ebifie ana ya aban de a montwen munya botre na moma aban on hand over ma aban foforo na oba sese aban na yato abama onya hand over ema ne oba enti no asembia aban na yeyi na oba no okabia enye nimu bisa ansa na aban no asema aban na yeyi ne foforo na obeba no na sembedi mu no gisa asembia beka be gisa ko parliament ala parliament atuma ko kan se nso a onya medi akonwa no so ne wom si yeyi ne die onya medi akonwa no esese mo twan ma ne bedi akonwa no wi ansa na ade biamo bi amo aka enti omo a omo adwene omo se aban dada no a yato abayi no ayi na firi ono mo ato abanti mutimi ko ye bibia mo pe bia no mo ya ye mistake kase pa mo ya ye mistake se free sabre ya kopem 6 January anaju edumi enu no aban dada na nti so enti bibia pese o ye bia no obetima ye ese constitution man ho kwan ya eni di yesra mo amukọ wiwi anema bia mo adwene mo se mukọ wiwi because mo aban ana aba no a big mistake ade na mukọ wiwi anya aban no to so no dia ye nyina ya dia se wo ayi enkran se wo Kumasi se wo Tamale se wo Wagadugu property no ya ban dia obia wo man mu bia e mu chefa enti se okowia wo wia ye nyina ya de enti no se pese aban no chewa so no di no nyonyo ebi se wakowia oman na de wankofa party na de enye party no ade no e oman na de as long as a good office a group obi a oye aban mu adwuma efie anase ba bi obi a edini da so se eye aban de ano ukofa we wi ade empo ye parliament bi party bi dia ane party fo na no beka emu ma aban de ande ukofa aban ene obedi nyonyo me say di hu ye bi on se emra ye to aba wie ye no so no ye hu se ntokwa bebre mo to aba na wi ade ne ntokwa bio ti se mu jaya ma na o makan aba no se nete na mo hwa na se de obedi nkunum ye de ma no na se na to atwa. So why all this fight and arguments, and sometimes it leads to fight? And more man in Kosovo, and one kabum. Obi kura on any mame, confuse any mame ninafa. Obi ano any New York, be an akofa yaka baby. But we need a unity country. Ghana your maya, ya kabum ayanema bebre. Sir, yama party at the tea and tamo, and Kosovo and Timmy ma. Oh, and Kosovo and Timmy ma. Na bia na me huna de konti a ewo bi ni mutirimu a o ma dwene nyina di party na chi wo mo nwene bibia anka bibia o tse ma dwene party for party sem ko ewo mu se party na odwene chi na rebo a e de na wo kohwehwen party ni mu anti wani abre den a enti no unua kura na wo de won se bono na se wo de bibi bono kura nwene na mu se wo mu party no se mu kum party for ba ko na aka mu ne ni pewie mo aka no beti mebu man na yi ana se omo so kum party no man ni nyina me mu ni papiri ho a hwan na kwa ko di o man so amae enti nema bebre ho no ma asese nyina ehwe echi hu se eye nipa no ye kobu wo nipa na omo ye man na obi akoye pani akodi wo mo so enti se wo kum nipa ni nyina ewi a hwan na akodi nso ti esramo abano mo to a mo nto mo bo wo de nka ebeye anka akoto wi a jai wo mama pa wo mo gina ho no ni mo platform no mo nye sa adwuma na mo dem ko pe ba bi ntina ne mo ni nyina ya ka nyina ba ayi platform penifons mo ka ho dua bo papa mo ka ho bi mo na mo ko sisa nkofo ekomo mo sika no na wo mutimi ko ye sa basa ye no e wo ba bi a ye to aba no emmo o man ko so se ka me wo tumi a nka sa mo platform no mo ye sa nka me yum nyina free sa system no ka mo ma o meto aba kora bi na me ni sa tumi di masama me kan se mo amokoto aba mo kotieni akesefo ne ntokopefo ne me mo de basa ye ba no mo enoka hu bi na ma nkofo obira nkoto aba because obi a sabe odwene no mpese okokko bi mkoto ne board anaso ko na dwuma ne yemsika kakra no de tun butum no de bo ne bra no onko honko di la mu mobi nkofa dua mo no bra no nti wa nkwa nkoto aba na odi bem na se ye na ye nyina obi akodi line so no obi atu na ba no obi akofie du se bobo no obi atrefie no ate a enka nipa do na be kwa akoto aba no na isan ta hunhuna ene ntokwa amokono woni awudie ne atu atoto ko honti no mo amo ye sa no ani party from penifo na mo hyehye kofo mo emfum mo ko di sa adwuma tantan no wo sa a party na se no ese mo hwe ye mo na mo man no nkoso enye wo mo ye mo na mo ka ho bi ma oman no nkoso ti misra mo a se mo ye party na mo ma ye ma education enkoso pa titru nka me kebetimi a nka mo ma electoral system education ko elementary schools ni na wo munsua kopem se o be high school enti wo nwi high school no mu nim se de situ aba na ankoya se obi na ekohunu na se koye we ginchene gitaku gisira ko na ko gina wo na ho de na kokonto kwamaye nipa bebere prepra ebi ewu de twa to kra mpesa me ka fa ho ma we ho ne se obi onoma na okokoto aban bi keke ebi a okọ se dia asem esie wa nkoso okokontokwa woni ogia ne ba bi na etu kobo no wuye adentine se basa se oba no beto na ba no akofie na bi abeto no ogia ba bi di nkomo na mo ko tutu asem nti mo ma nipa kono wa mo ase nipa kono na bo kunu mo ha no bi se owabushia wo oda community mu ebi kura na ti community mu a odi asomdwe bre community mu ebi a ne fie o na ye dwuma odi hwe nkola ne fie nkola ne nyina nkola wagia ma mo se hwan ne kwa hwe nkola no ebi a na ma me no kro ti fie onye dwuma na wenye ska hwe nkola nti mo mama nkola no ba wo abana wadi akiri na wakotutu na odi akumu bi obi onam ne bebe no wa odi how abre society. I don't know say uncle for compensation be free aban bi ho a. Oh, nti asudie kase e mo man no. So dem si two presidential mutu aban kama na mo ma chiri how na aba no. E de animguase kase pa na abre oman Ghana. Nti misra mpanimfo a mo de da no meto de bia se me mfa nko wo mo di se adwuma no. Fi obi amma wo mo kwan a wo ntimi ye saade. Timu a mo hihye chiri no a mo katakata mo ni na mo de mo ni ba ko na hwe wo mo ye saade no mo hwiye na ahwe ya efiri wo mo so besa ba mo angasa mo so na mo hu se de ne hawo ne ne ya esitie ena yaka routine abanye japade a mo asese no so ya asudie kesipa oman mo si niska bia no muni niska ko bobosia na yakobo bosia dia ko to aba no unso akose no ntu ko na akose ade na yede bosia ko to aba na se usa ka je se ko bobosia bio na ukuru ya so asa ko gine fia ka se aba no niska untu aka na ukuru ya so ka se aba no oburu mosia na ukuru ya ka se ahi o man no enti se yenye odan nga otu abano na akofia ena wa masembi anyi ohi na wanko se aban ni ma enka aban sika na odi kwa akoye saade na wase no ubetim da yakọ bebi fufuro ama obi fufuro bono fufuro so but this is the case wakọ no importantly school bia yese yede makobu ballot boxes because you obi akọhye school no wahye science block wahye library and wahye almost stores ni nyina busam say science block na wahye no enema egumi ni nyina no obi anima no enkwala ombesua de sa science block betima 7 kwala millions and millions of people our community no this is science block no nipa kono akọhye ni nyina or expect say aban say another millions of dollars of money at the side no asa I refill with equipments now as saying but meanwhile you refuse say and kwala no mbeko school no all the weeks na ban years ade ni we no on betene fi and as ade na o machine nyina no enya de a ombenya ade asua de bio kopem say aban be sa akobọ bosia bio no dia koto saade no be install saade e bia na nipa ba akopẹ ana nipa mi ni bi ne kudi sa abone wonya o manpa wa wo yes saade no wonya yen classify say we a good patriotic person e wa so oman no mu so wudi party bi echi anya no kure wonya good party man wudi mi won go she ade on behalf of a party abra national property. No, actually, library books the go on man kwala kan you say one man kwala no what kosu o mo doke say mo munsua de say what dwunu no 1% kwala no be sua de the whole school of about 2,000 people no kwala no tiri fi mo munsua de enti no obi ba oman ba to say no adwene be na wo oman no ye de oman di bia emma wo ntimi nyo fi say de si wo kran ka wakohye no na oman di bia na de ma wo betima yo. You can't do it. Enti ye pese esra mo se macho abana wi a mun leave school children alone. Almost school buildings muko srei muko renti ena muko to mo aba ho. Enti se muko renti na muko to aba no ho no ma mu wi a mun just school building the way it is. She de bibi kosi ho na se ye de sie for mo aba na muko to ye na mun kan use school building muko renti. Ebi ko ameka se mo renti mo ntua hwe. Na what mo sa ko man ko famo ade a na masa kwa akwashi o mu school nso aka ho. Na sa nipa we no ye che wo na de call life imprisonment. Who free say you don't deserve it. One, enkwala no mo school ni na no me sent mu bio. Wo mo ye science, entimi ye science classes. Obi o library assignment, ontimi ko any library assignment. Omoduane a omodi ahye omunya aduane bi no modi. As if I'm right here. Yes, offices be so she. Computers is yes, computer room is a woman machine.
What's that?
Machine as just because of say obi be leader no be kura konko yemu secretary and nan konko yemu treasurer and nan konko yemu bibia ho we dey party supporters. And also your ball pa be a befa say be we dey mop your pa be 10,000 cedis. Se pa na dey my 10,000 cedis a entimi nto computers bear 10 and move back. Now I question computers going in. Miniano. The best say catch on man and you obidia. Ghana man and yet obiadia. It belong to Ghana and the people therein. And Nintino, there's a say you move Bibrino and as a few people will take Ghana into their hands. And no more misappropriate and I say abuse the national properties now. I think say absolutely no to this. The party as a party from the man quite no the party in the whole as a whole should be called to answer this question.
And come and apologize.
Yes, they should call to the attention to come and apologize and pay the cost. Because the party being a the person should be interrogated in order for them to make sure say he was led by somebody to do that. Because how come say school property the question a national property. Now who to about the leadership now question why should Adiabako what should school library what should school computer science library how as school science laboratory just because they are accuracy one. Now, why didn't you go in there to take those things away? Now we just could down at this point in time, no, and Kwalabe 2000 Buffy. Is that what you like?
Most was endorsed Mupebiaka.
School day and Moka, most school down a biniho. Now, Mopa school that your siblings also say no. Now, what son is you can't get back to see a Kurabia city. This is the better person school. Equipment are better to come another school be baby no. I see a Tobago school. Computers and can come another school. I see a Tobago school. So did you do good to the country? Now you do good to your party. Anyway, that is everything I have to say about this. Prof, be able to be back for her.
Yo, Doc, that's and some of the no one can me who the American will be no one because we say you've heard the bull the horns of the bulls. You have said it exactly how it needs to be said because destroying things are not going to bring anything back. But I also believe say be her part no matter say oh yeah boka you're spending so much money at your campaign into I say a tear case about Miss Yevini into Yevinia ebu fusho need the kaka when hunyano the man for this yes sir. But then so yes sir you also have to as I drink their wire no. I will for the obia will be Bible class some obun for no man the men your bonnet. Into if you why invest so much money in a year into person, yes, that is a no. I mean, imagine if you share US elections here, yeah. Or be to say Elon Musk, almost purchase or spending about $277 million, and or the Trump echi. Into Trump and William Corbett and Corbett say near man, I said, nobody knows. But also Ghana situation now, amount for buffoni anger, just in the party and winning tea, the wolf farm a senko winning into one more winning to quite be a damn so best as any mamma in a year, you know. I don't know, baby. But the last year when you say, no matter what it is this, no. Nema was says in our area, and to mean change is election results unless there was any means of foul play and say otherwise, no results not be dead, you know, and one the be dead. What you won't you president na majority of voting no or no and about be president and say at this time maybe so quicker I can be 6 minutes near we and going forward no one party winning and some party losing, you know, in terms of their mental health, you know, how should they prepare for the next 4 years? Because US had Trump who 4 years, 1 term park will be this nephew, we in 8 years no. Mahama so I can 1 term 4 years on so be na we be. In Ghana for instance, and so mo Mahama na January 7th or by so unless you say BBC say apoloma start people a prophecy, but down for be saying that the question and the question in here. So be saying, but
prophecy Ben what?
Hey, me can ho na ya betu me so bo prophecy basa bia basa and e bi mu say sabe see we me nka wa ha. Anyway, enti se bibia nsi dia papa no no na be si so. E be president ama NPP NDC party bia wo bia we ni bia na papa ne I win no. Or no, from January 7th for the next 4 years, no be president. Umpo, so put up a question on the president. And I ask, I say then you prepare your mentally because mentally take a very heavy effect, because so one pen as ma who no TV so cry ubeja. Bibi obekebia enya ofe. No be bia enya ofe. Obe no be will so na pass was enke be the chance into no. We have to psych our minds for what is coming. Into doc, then foot to another woman, Ghana for one party winning, president winning, parliamentarians winning, and no more winning. How should they psych their mind for the next 4 years? Or make me act no menuma, or Munkwashi be able to make me, I share my name, I'm a president, nobody in the cabinet, and I say parliament, whatever, no make me there, so Konobia enjoy the peace as so many.
Yeah, Doc, I think say. First, we're not talking to the winners. No. The winners should come and sit down and then review the past government, the downfalls in there. So, now, we prepare our mind as regards what they can do to rebuild the previous government 99. They should not be so much excited as someone. The most important thing is that they will come together, get themselves set up, prepare themselves with good strategies that will help them to accomplish their goal now. Also, ascertain women so similarly, no, and they should not take it that is the last of their time or their chance. A baneko, and a balance over to at the side hanging free sober. Either say a bed down, and I say bebutu. You got to prepare yourself for it. If you lost the game now, you have to go and train yourself well. Because football, you go born and train yourself for your show. Your show, the first one show just the next time we show. You have to go and prepare yourself and then come back to the scene and pray better than the other one and what me I'm winning. And I think that is the only thing I can tell them. Now we join to Kwana Colonel as a sub-7 and say who it is not very good for a party which lost to be disintegrated. No, you have to reconstitute yourself. You have to tell everything that happened that made you lost. Then you have to find solutions to resolve that issue. They have to come together and look at the previous government. They have to also build something together and then formulate useful and practical strategies. Putting in place. undermining the country in the world. They should not look for themselves and seek something for themselves. They should look at the country at large and then prepare for them. That is the way to govern. If you are not looking at the country at large and you think about yourself, you are trying to be selfish, and that leads to a lot of corruption that comes to the country.
Yo, Doc, yeah, that's it. Before election, Ghana election, no, stem out Tiani, so break the 8. We'll break the 8. MPP for now, so 8, you be breaking your samba back. And this for said, lie. Yem Penema move 8, someone samba start another 480. US time former President Trump Biden. No, super so 8, Obama 98, almost breaking the phone, or year phone and you break here. And Biden by enough uncle. Some standing about 20 and standing to Vice President Kamala Harris na eseba. Into almost some person made almost some breaking for no more 8 answer yaba. But Ambanesa anti way for MPP 48 in the at so much medium 8 into Mahama Baba 4. Now has so Trump Baba 4. Anyway, my main take a quick commercial na Mivia. Mama Doc, my closing remarks quickly near because your time has away. Still, don't go anywhere.
It's not your typical greeting. The Fumigio Herbal Tea by Glucose Care International is a nutritious drink and a natural blood glucose reducer. Gymnema plant, the active ingredients, and the Fumigio Herbal Tea suppresses the absorption of carbohydrate ingested from your diet. The green tea content in the Fumigio Herbal Tea promotes rejuvenation of dead cells, detoxification of your system, stimulates the pancreas to release insulin, and improves metabolism. Drinking 1 sachet of Fumigio Herbal Tea after meals prevents the rise in blood sugar levels, suppresses appetite, and improves bowel movement. Drinking Fumigio Herbal Tea regularly after meals can also prevent type 2 diabetes. We encourage you to drink Fumigio Herbal Tea 3 times in a day, coupled with mild exercises to maximize its benefits. Fumigio Herbal Tea has been approved by the FDA. Toxicity test conducted by SGS, so it is safe and non-toxic. A product of Singapore. With Fumigio Herbal Tea, your peace of mind is guaranteed. Call Ashok.
The Fumigio Tea by Glucose Care. If you are in Ghana, the numbers came on the screen. Get in touch and get some of these teas so you can fight diabetes. There is a remedy for diabetes. There are some diseases, chronic diseases that we don't have solutions to, but some of the ones that we know, like diabetes, has a solution. It's just a common tea you put in warm water, drink, and it takes care of your diabetic cells. Do not lose guard. If you cannot get access to it, the numbers have been provided by Glucose Care. Get in touch and save yourself. Well, this evening, Doc, we've been talking about post-election expectations and therapy. There's therapy for those who are going through, thoughts, or even some are even going through suicidal thoughts because their party did not win. And in the US, some people are still afraid that when Trump takes the office 20th January, he's going to do a massive deportation. Things are going to go haywire. Please don't stress yourself with that. Take life one day at a time. Don't stress yourself. And remember, you are not alone. You are not the only one going through stuff. And be nice to your family members. If your family member voted for another party that didn't win, please don't go and stand on their neck. And as much as possible, if it's possible, limit the amount of news you watch. These days, my household said they're not going to watch too much news because they don't want to see what is going on TV. If you think what you are seeing on TV is distasteful to you, please limit how much you watch, because CNN will keep repeating whatever headlines they have throughout the day. If you watch it in the morning, the same headlines. Noon and evening is going to be the same news. So if you listen once, it's enough. If you don't want to sadden yourself, just watch one headline and forget about it. Well, on that note, Doc, give us your closing remarks quickly and we'll be out of here.
Yeah, we are so happy that new government has been chosen for Ghana. You did it peacefully. And what we are all expecting from you is that let the post-election be calm. Stop stealing and stop looting. Stop putting government building fire, and keep the country safe so that all other people can enjoy coming there. Ghana is a peaceful country, and let's live in that peaceful country for the rest of our lives so that our mothers and old people who fought for the independence of the country will have a peace of mind in their graves. We thank you that you are going to add going to work with us and then probably allow the peacefulness to unveil in the country. Then the government, the incoming government, will be able to govern the country the way he wants to do it. Please remove that enmity that has been between the government, the parties in the country away. Remove all those enmities away and unite. Oneness is the lead or the key that will help the success of the country. Thank you, and may the God richly bless Ghana.
All right, thank you very much, Doc. I really appreciate your time with us tonight. On behalf of our studio manager, Dr. Setutu, also known as Ostus Party One in Ghana. He's a Ejobodo man. Ejobodo man. So he's happy. I'm sure one day we'll hear that he's gone to Ghana to stand for parliament.
He's going to be the Minister of Finance.
Hopefully, yeah, and then he can give us a second pass, So, Dr. Ostus, congratulations for ending this Ejobodo. As far as we are neutral. So on behalf of Era One Studio, the Health is Well team, Dr. Opoku Agyeman and myself, I want to thank you for joining us. You can go to Facebook, YouTube, and pull the clips, watch over and over again until we come your way again next week. Stay blessed. Merry Christmas to you all. Everyone that I know, everyone that knows me, everyone that knows Dr. Agyeman, we say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I believe we'll be seeing you soon. God willing, if the rapture doesn't come or if the country doesn't disintegrate, we'll still be alive and we'll see you again. Have a good evening and stay blessed. All right, Doc, have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Chimafidi non kotu Era One Radio Samupe Jumpe bietia Chimafidi non kotu Era One Radio Oh Ayum Pamchima Chimtu Asam Pamchima Chimtu Negratum Chima Era One
They are four women. They are beautiful with brains. They are eloquent, decent, wise, and experienced. You have heard many, the funny. Now, it's time to hear the experience and the brainy. Meet Selena, Dorcas, Gifty, and Annette as they present the real in common getting. In common be says chain. The as in takre no assume the real in common getting. Showing live this and every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Era One Radio on Facebook and on YouTube, Era One Radio and on Taibo channel. Kaise, so we see the real in common getting what brabon tete, we nyan konkonsa, we the real in common getting.